Yeah. What's going on, everybody? Good Saturday afternoon to you today. Welcome once again to the Big Time Show. Oh, my goodness. I hope y'all been praying for me. That's all I want to know. Have you been praying? Because, I got a feeling it's going to be a little different today. If not, I'm just gonna vibe by myself, you know, and just let it roll, because it's some things that have to be said. But welcome to the show. Uh, welcome to everybody. Let me see who's anybody's on here. Okay. Welcome. Listen. Today, I want, of course, to thank Alec Winters for allowing me to use his music that you heard during the opening. He's a young guy from Boston, where he's living in Boston, Massachusetts. He's in the Berklee School of Music. And what you just heard, he's a young jazz artist. But if you go to his page at the Chord Academy on Instagram, if you go there, you'll find out that he's more than just a jazz artist. Man, this kid can do it all. He's in his young 20s. You're a great young man, and I appreciate him letting me use his music. Today we are grateful, of course, because we have our sponsor here who is sponsoring this show. It is the Fragrance Shop Memphis. The Fragrance Shop Memphis. You can find the Fragrance Shop Memphis on Facebook. Go straight to that page if you want the Fragrance Shop Memphis. It is a store that has chosen to sponsor the podcast. They offer colognes and perfumes. I promise you, they specialize in authentic designer fragrance. Fragrances such as Tom Ford, Creed, Bond Number 9, and any other fragrance that you may need, and perfumes also. That's all you have to do is go straight to the Fragrance Shop Memphis and get in touch with them, download a message to them, and I promise you they will be able to help you. And for those that are listening on Podbean, is more than just local, it's everywhere. They have the ability to ship fragrances to you wherever you are, anywhere across the world. It can happen for you. All you have to do is go to the Facebook page of the Fragrance Shop Memphis. I have it here on the screen for you. You'll be able to see it. Everything is there. And I tell you, it's a perfect time to go ahead and start doing that because, Valentine's Day is coming up. Mother's Day is coming up. Whatever birthdays are coming up. And if you're a person that likes cologne and perfume, let me just recommend highly to you the Fragrance Shop Memphis. It is owned by one of my fraternity brothers. So I'm telling you, if it's good with me, I'm telling you, you can bank on it. So again, go to the Fragrance Shop of Memphis. It is right there for you. All you got to do is type it in, the Fragrance Shop Memphis. If you need the email, there it is there on the screen for you. For those that are listening on Podbean, if you need the email, it's fragranshopmemphis@gmail.com. fragranshopmemphis@gmail.com. I appreciate the sponsorship from the Fragrance Shop Memphis. If you want to follow me before I get started, there it is all on your screen there for you. Too many places where you can get to there. All you have to do is just go to Google Podcasts, Spotify, Pandora, iHeartRadio, Twitter, LinkedIn, Tumblr. I am there. All of my content, all of the shows are there for you. All you have to do is go to it, follow it when you get there, and you will have access to everything that has been done so far with the Big Time Show podcast. Of course, I'm live on Podbean. If you could, that would really be a great thing if you can go to Podbean Search out the Big Time Show and follow it. You will get the notifications when I go live. I have somebody there now. There it is. Miss Ty is there. Hello, Miss Ty. I see you there. And you will be able to be just like that. I can, even though you're not live with me, face to face, you're live with me on the show, and there's a chat box there. You can join in on the chat box, and everything will be there. Well, thank you for whoever here is here with me now. Hey, what's up, Kevin Phipps? Mr. Phipps, how you doing, man? It's good to see you. Here I go. I've done all the little preliminaries. I'm finding out when you got a show, it took me almost 8 minutes to do all that pre stuff. I got something to say. That's all I'm gonna say. I have something to say. Y'all go ahead, and for a few people that are on here, why don't you share it if you can, if you will. Share it. If you know a Cowboy fan, share it with them, and let's see if we can drive the audience up real quick. I'm disturbed. Maybe just when I want to maybe change the subject up a little bit. I keep getting the same old stuff over and over and over again. I got a problem, y'all. Now, you may not have that problem as a Cowboy fan. As I've told you by now, you have to understand your group. All of Cowboy fans are not the same, okay? There are different levels of Cowboy fans. You have Cowboy fans like me who are pretty much now laid back. We're not laid back because we want to be laid back. We're laid back because we done got beaten down so much that it make you just say, okay, whatever. You've emotionally invested all into them, and they've let you down so much you don't have no more tears left. That's one group. Then you got another group of Cowboy fans who are overly optimistic. They see the glass half full instead of seeing it half empty. That's just how they are. If we were 6-10 this year, they'll find some type of way to act like instead of being 6-10, they'll be acting like we 10-6. They'll find the positives. They'll find the players who played well. They'll find the coaching staff, positive coaching who did well. They'll find that the grass is green. They'll find that the walls are colored properly. They'll find that the hostesses in the building are great. They'll find that the floors are properly bleached and smooth. They'll find it all right. That's just how they are. Okay, they can't. Rarely do they find wrong, and if they do find wrong, they're not gonna stay on it long. That's the kind of Cowboy fans we have. So when it comes to Dak Prescott, you're gonna get two different perspectives from Cowboy fans. Number one, you're gonna get Cowboy fans when it comes to this contract dispute. If it is a dispute, what you're going to find out is that you'll get Cowboy fans who believe that Dak Prescott is fine with the franchise tag, or they're fine with the way that things going and have no problem with it. Okay. Then you'll have guys like me who I'm tired of the same rhetoric that the Cowboys have given to Dak Prescott. And I don't have to dress it up at all. All I'm going to say is that the bottom line is he does not have a long-term contract. That's the bottom line. However you want to disguise it, however you want to present it, however you want to, give I guess you could say give excuses. If that's what you want to do, you can do it. I deal in the bottom lines. That's how I deal with it. And for the last 2 years, all I've heard is that we love Dak. We value Dak. We want Dak as our quarterback. We want Dak to be our leader of our franchise. We want Dak to be the man. Exactly. Hey, bro, Coleman. Exactly. We don't do exactly. That's a little deep there, bro, Coleman. But I know where you're coming from. We don't do excuses. We just don't. Kevin Phipps said Dak is a big part of the Cowboys move. They need to pay him with a decent salary. Well, brother Phipps, that's kind of where we are. He's gonna get paid a decent salary if he stay with the Cowboys. If he does the franchise tag, it looks like that he's gonna get paid right at $39 million for 1 year. He got $31 million this year for the franchise tag. And some folks, I get it. Some folks gonna say, well, I mean, Brother Brooks, it ain't nothing wrong with 39 million. And I know what some of you saying. I get it. I get it. And please let's be very clear. $39 million is $39 million. That's nice. Yeah, I mean, hey, if you can do a work and get paid $39 million for what? They start training camp in August, maybe. And it goes, season ends with the Super Bowl in February, if you're fortunate enough to make it. So August, September, October, November, December, January. So for 7 months, you get paid $39 million. I believe we all sign up for that. I mean, I would. I mean, I get it. However, we got a different year. It's 2021. But we yet bringing these same old raggedy problems and mindset to the new year. In the case of Dak Prescott, yeah, he can get paid $39 million. But my question is the same question I had 2 years ago. It's the same question I had last year. And it looked like it's the same question again this year. That question is simply, why can't Dak Prescott get a long-term contract? I mean, I don't know how y'all feel about it. For these, I mean, however many people watching me, I can see 6. But I look, I don't know how y'all feel about it. If you're a Cowboy fan, hello, hey Coach, I think this is Coach. Hey Coach, Bree Love, is that you? I'm glad you came on in. I have the same questions that I had 2 years ago, and I'm tired of it. I am, because it don't take this long. It don't take this long, and I left Kevin Bro Phipps. I left yours up. Your statement here up, because what you said is 100% true. Kevin asks, is Dak a top 5 quarterback? Well, my answer to you is it don't make really no difference, because the quarterback market dictates how much the next man get paid. So whoever is next usually ends up with a big time contract. When it was time for Jared Goff, he got the big payday. When it was time for Carson Wentz, he got the big payday. And I named them 2 because they were not a top 5 quarterback, but they got top 5 money. So it really is not you're talking about talent-wise. And the answer to your question, talent-wise, no, I don't think Dak Prescott is a top 5 quarterback. No, he's not. But whoever is up for the contract, I'll throw another one. Jimmy G, Garoppolo. I mean, we all know he's not, but when it was time for his contract, he got paid. And I ain't talking about franchise tag either. He got paid a long-term contract. I'm frustrated by Jerry Jones and Stephen Jones because I'm having the same broken record conversation every single year during this time. And if just in case you don't know, it was just last week. They came out and said, y'all heard it. They came out and said that Jerry Jones said Dak Prescott will be our quarterback. He will not be a restricted free agent. All that tell me is this. Dak would not walk because he got the rights on him. They can franchise him. That's really all they're saying. He's not going to be able to be on the field, in the open market because they will franchise him minimum at least. So we already know the best, worst case scenario, he's going to get $38 million next year. Again, for 1 year. My question is, guess what? The man got hurt last year. 1 year. Broke his leg. Dak ought to be kind of irritated by now. I mean, I don't know what's wrong with him. He ought to be irritated. And he ought to be demanding this long-term contract. Whether they play it, whether they want to play, they want to pay him at Jerry Jones rate instead of what Dak Prescott wants. That's called contract negotiation. I get all that, but I'm tired of the Cowboys saying, we want him, we love him, he's this, he's a great leader, he's a great in the locker room, he's a winner, he's this. When you going to pay him? If he all this, and I mean, yeah, if he's all this, I don't want the franchise tag. I mean, I can't run Dak money. He might want to look. He may want to do that $38 million a year. I mean, you can't blame him. So it's real simple. He got 31 last year and got hurt. They had to pay him that whole $31 million. And if he get franchise again, that's 38. So in 2 years, that's what, $69 million in 2 years. I mean, hey, if that's what he want to do, that's fine. If his mind is made up and saying, look, I'm going to play with the Cowboys 1 year, and then I'm going to bounce. And after the way he's been treated, I can't blame him. So I can't blame him. If that's what his plan is, cool. But my indication when you listen to that, and when you listen to everybody, Dak sounds like he wants to be here long term. I think everybody know that. So if he want to be here long term, I see you, Coach. I'm about to read your comment on Podbean in just a second. I see you, Coach. I just don't get it. I don't get it. Kevin Phipps says again, if they want him, show him with the contract. Exactly. That's my whole point. I don't want the franchise tag. He's earned the long-term contract. Coach Breedlove says on Podbean, he says, why is it a question if he's a top 5 quarterback? His stats say so. His record is the only knock on him. Why is he singled out for their losses? He led them to top-ranked offense in the league. The defense has killed us for the last 5 years. Coach Breedlove is absolutely right. See, and when it comes to Dak, y'all ever heard the term where you can say two things could be right at the same time? I believe Dak is just about the closest thing, one of the closest things to that. Talent-wise, Coach, hear me now. Talent-wise, no, he's not a top 5 quarterback. No. But Coach brought out a tremendous point. Stat-wise, he is. I mean, can't they were look, they were one ranked offense in the league last year. Come on now. He almost threw for 5,000, almost broke the record last year for at least for the Cowboys. I think he was 2 or 3 yards away from Romo's record. I mean, come on now. You know, number one offense. I mean, the stats say Dak Prescott is probably, you know, a top 3 quarterback, to be honest with you. That's what the stats say. I don't care what category you want to go under, whether you say talent-wise or whether you say stat-wise, you need to pay him. You need to pay him. I mean, no, he's not Mahomes. No. He's not Pat Mahomes. We know that. You know, some would say he's not the guys that you see in for the game tomorrow. Some will say he's not Josh Allen. Some will say he's not Brady. You know, he's not Aaron Rodgers. We all know that. But when you get through those, you know, I guess what you want to call them elite quarterbacks. I mean, Dak got to be right up there on the next list. So Phipps, I would say he's a top 10 quarterback. Hello, Buddha. I see you, Buddha. What's going on? I would say, you know, he's a top 10, but I don't care what he is. He look, here's what I know, okay? If Dak Prescott walked out of Dallas, I can name at least about 8 teams that would give him $40 million a year. There's no question about it. There's no question. No question. I can name one right now. Phillip Rivers retired in Indianapolis. Guess what? If you don't believe that they wouldn't give him $40 million, the Indianapolis Colts would. Okay? The Chicago Bears, they not sold on Trubisky. Come on now. They would take Dak Prescott in a heart flash. Give him $40 million a year. Franchise tag. I'm talking about long-term deal. No question. I just named 2. I mean, I can name about 3 or 4 more. I'm just saying, I'm sick. It's the same old. They run their mouth like they did last week and they already saying Dak Prescott will not be an unrestricted free agent. He will not make it. Translation of that is, if we have to, we'll go ahead and put another franchise tag on him, because I've always said in the last 2 years. Now, I'm going to get some arguments on that. I really don't care, but I'll go ahead and say it. I really don't believe that they really fully believe in Dak Prescott. If they did, they would have paid him. Tony Romo didn't have to wait. Y'all remember that, right? Tony Romo didn't have to wait. He didn't have to wait. Tony Romo didn't have to wait. He gave it to him. DeMarcus Lawrence didn't have to wait. He threatened him with having surgery on his chest, and he got paid. Zeke Elliott got paid. I ain't never seen an organization that the quarterback get paid last. I ain't never seen it before. The kid deserves a long-term deal. That's just the bottom line. Hey, hello everybody on hey Lona. Good to have you come in. Coach says best stats for a quarterback in their first 5 years in history. You can't. I mean, that's what Dak has done. I mean, Coach Breedlove is absolutely right. And based off that, and based off the winning, and based off what you say he is in the locker room, and based off what you say he's this and he's that, I just don't understand why we can't get this long term. It's not hard. When you break everything down, the thing was that it was only about a $700,000 difference in the contract that Dak wanted. $700,000. Jerry Jones, that's like $1.50. to Jerry Jones. That ain't nothing. And we still couldn't do it. I'm sick of the Jones family. Now, this is all precursor because as I speak, I mean, we got a long way to go. Dak could get his long-term contract. That's what everybody say, but I done heard it before. That's fine. Okay? That's fine. But he ain't got signed yet, which means I'm still in the same position. We're talking about the same thing that we talked about last offseason. And it just don't make any sense to me at all why this man cannot get a long-term contract. If you don't believe if you don't believe he can get you to the Super Bowl, stop lying and coming on and filling Cowboy fans up saying he's this, he's a winner. We can't move without that. We got to do it. Stop saying if you don't believe in him. Just stop it. Prove it. You know, I'm tired of it. I am. So I'm laid back. I let all the optimistic Cowboy fans, I let them just, you know, I don't, yeah, they believe in him year by year. Okay? That's why he got the franchise tag. We believe in him this year. That's why you got 1 year. You franchise them, yeah, they believe. They don't believe in the man long term. I can't tell. I hear him talking. I don't see him doing though. See, you can talk all day long. You got to show people how much in the NFL, when it comes to contract talk, you just talking ain't gonna get it. You got to show these people. You show them by paying them. Hey, Tommy, say Zeke is overpaid. Yeah, but the market demanded that. See what I'm saying? The market demands Zeke get paid that. He wanted to be the highest paid running back in the league. And the market demanded his money. I think Tommy, I know where you're going with it. You're talking about the production of them. And that could be debated and argued too, obviously. But the market is the same thing with Dak. You know, a lot of people say Dak ain't no $40 million quarterback. Dak ain't no 38, 39 million. The market demands that. The market demands that. Tommy said they should have cut Zeke. I guess that's what he's saying. I guess he's saying they should have cut him. Well, you know, that could be debated too. I personally think that he's still what he is, but for instance, I just say, you know, somebody gonna argue and say that when Derrick Henry time come up, you know, with Derrick Henry, I think that time did come up. And the argument could be, you know, we know what Henry does. We know the production that he has. But somebody gonna say, you know, he don't deserve that type of money as a running back. You know, that's what they're gonna say. So it make no difference what you feel about Dak, or you think he demands he shouldn't get paid this. The market demands that Dak gets paid long term, somewhere between $38 and $40 million. It's going to happen. Somebody's going to pay him that. Whether it's, you know, if the Cowboys do long term, he's going to get paid that. Okay. But if he plays this 1 year on a franchise tag and go somewhere else, somebody's going to pay Dak $40 billion plus. It's going to happen. Either it's going to happen this year through a long-term contract, or it's going to happen somewhere else where he decides to play. He's going to get it. He's going to get it. There's no question. But as much as Jerry and Steven want to get on the radio and run their mouth nonstop talking about Dak is our guy, Dak is this, Dak is that, Dak is this, Dak is this, Dak is this. The sun set on Dak. The sun dies on Dak. The moon rises, it shines brighter because we got that. Well, pay him. I mean, I'm just look, pay him. Pay the man. If he's all this, if he's the face of your franchise, when is the last quarterback you seen not get the long-term contract? I know Kirk Cousins. I know some of you gonna say that. But Kurt had a plan. Kirk Cousins. Dak don't want that plan. He want to play. He want to get the long. He want security. I'm gonna be here 4 to 6 years. I ain't got to worry about it. My family's set with the contract. That's what Dak looking for. He ain't looking for this 1 year stuff. Why? Because you can get hurt, just like he did this year. Look like he gonna come back, but if you needed a reason, why he needs to get paid, it's because of what he just went through or what he's presently going through. Yeah, he need to get paid. Kevin says, "I would take Dak in Miami." I know you would. I know you would. And please understand, they would love to have somebody. And somebody say, "Well, they got Tua." No, look, the Miami Dolphins will take Dak in a hard flash. Plenty of other teams. Detroit Lions will take Dak in a hard flash. Chicago Bears. Rivers just retired in Indianapolis. And I promise you, Indianapolis would roll out the red carpet. Give them a manicure, a pedicure, or their shiny shoes. They'll feed him, sit him down. The boy when he had to pick up a fork. It'd be kind of like on Coming to America. Y'all remember? Y'all remember Eddie Murphy was in the bathtub? Y'all remember when he got up? He had people brush his teeth. He had people bathe him. The man didn't have to do nothing. They put his clothes on for him. That's how they'll do him. They'll do it. They'll do it. Yeah. They'll call him, they wouldn't even call him Dak. They'll call him Mr. Dakota. That's his name if you didn't know it, Dakota. Look, Bro Coleman just said that the Steelers need Dak. Yeah. Look, look, what a perfect transition from Ben Roethlisberger to Dak Prescott. They'll take him. Exactly. Bro Coleman said it. Y'all see, I know somebody saw Coming to America. The man, remember, he clapped his hands when he used the bathroom. Wipers! Y'all remember that? They'll do it for Dak. Whatever he needs. And then they'll get it quick. So Dak's value is there. Long as just one franchise believe in you, the value is there. It ain't got to be 29, 30 other teams like that. No. As long as one team believe in you, you're going to get paid accordingly. And all I'm keep hearing, all this yip yap, knick-knack, paddywhack talk from Jerry Jones and Stephen Jones. And I mean, we just at the point, it don't take this long, man. It just don't. It don't take this long. So, let me help you out, Cowboy fan. Let me help you out here. So, if Dak gets franchised, okay? If Dak gets franchised, let me tell y'all something. All my Cowboy brothers and sisters, there ain't no sense to be talking about we need this free agent. Don't get hyped when you see all these big name free agents out there because we ain't going to be able to get them. Why? Because Dak Prescott salary is on the cap of this year. That's $38 million in the hole. If you paying your quarterback that much, $38 million, you're not going to be able to get other quality players. Now, some of you may be saying, well, what's the difference between him getting $40 million a year and 38? That's the beauty of the long-term deal. If they did a long-term deal, you can front a lot of Dak's money at the very beginning of the contract through a signing bonus, for instance. Let's just say Dak get, I'm just throwing a number. Let's say Dak get $150 million. Well, on the day that he signs, he can get up front whatever they want to pay him in a signing bonus. So they can give him a $50 million signing bonus. In other words, we're going to sign your name. You sign your name on this check. we're going to give you this check for $50 million. If he gets that, that does not count on the cap. So that means you can reduce the base of his salary that goes on the cap. So, for instance, if he gets $50 million signing bonus, okay, you can pay him $15 million a year. I'm just throwing a number out. It don't have to be 40 because you gave it to him in the signing bonus. Y'all understand what I'm saying? So it benefits the Cowboys to do a long-term deal. Then you can go ahead and get some other folks on your team. If we got to put Dak Prescott with $38 million, then Cowboy fans we love to say we always get our free agents from the bottom of the barrel. You better go on back to the bottom then. Because that's where you about to get your money. That's where you're going to get your free agents from. You're not going to get the top guys, all these guys y'all get excited about. These guys, we ain't going to be able to do it. That's why we need to get them to a long-term deal so that we can get them some help on defense. Like Coach Breedlove said, the defense let us down. We need some defenders. How you do it? For some of it is free agency. You get some real veterans in. You don't get, I look, some of y'all saying, well, let's draft. Okay, we can draft, but I'm not all about all this rookie stuff. I'm not hype about rookies. They rookies. Rookies get tore up in the NFL. I don't care what position you play. I don't care whether you playing defensive back, you're going to get tore up. If you playing, now running back is different. That's about the only place. A rookie quarterback gets destroyed in the NFL the first couple of years. They do. They ain't never seen nothing like it. These great defensive coordinators, the skies and blitzes, and you think it's one thing and really it's something else. Rookies get killed. I don't want a whole bunch of rookies on defense. I don't. I need a veteran. I need some veteran help. And the only way we're going to get the veterans that I'm talking about, you're going to have to pay some of these guys. Okay? That going to have to, you're going to have to do. I appreciate it, Coach Breedlove. I see you. So it benefits the Cowboys. Kevin Phipps says if they give him a long-term contract, they would give him a large signing bonus. This will work. The Cowboys will sign it. Exactly. That's what we're talking about. Dak did have a great rookie year, but it was disguised, Tommy. He had a great rookie year because he didn't make rookie mistakes. Stat-wise, he had a solid year, but, he was protected great because Zeke was there, and we had a pretty good defense then. But he did – I'm not knocking you, Tommy. He was offensive rookie of the year, so, I mean, you can't argue with that. But, it wasn't like he threw for no 4,000 yards. He didn't even throw for 3. I don't even think he threw for 3,000 his rookie year. But he was solid. He didn't make the mistakes. He didn't kill us, and he won a few games. He made plays in his rookie year. So it behooves the Cowboys to do the long-term deal. It just only makes sense. We need that money to go get a quality whatever. If we all talking about a defensive tackle, it's going to take money to sign them. You're not going to be able to do this with Dak being franchised. You're not. His whole salary goes on the book. That's $38 million. You only allowed, I don't know what the cap is this year, but it's got to be right over a little $100 million. If your quarterback take up most of your salary cap, you're in trouble. You can't do nothing. So rather than, of course, if you go do long term and do it. Now, Tommy brings up, and Tommy's a Cowboy fan, okay? This is what I was telling y'all earlier. You got different sets, and Tommy brings up an interesting concept. Tommy says, those on Podbean, Tommy says, let's cut Dak and go get a better quarterback. Here's my problem, though, Tommy. if you're talking about getting a better quarterback, and we've established that Dak pretty much is a top 10 quarterback. Coach Breedlove on Podbean said that his stats show that he's a top 5 quarterback. I ain't talking about talent now. I'm talking about his stats. His stats says that he's a top 5 quarterback. So if you're talking about getting a better quarterback, then you're gonna have to pay that guy what you gonna pay Dak. You see what I'm saying? See, Tommy, what you're saying, and I'm not coming against you. What you're saying, let's cut Dak and go get a quarterback. See, you're saying what I really believe what the Jones family is thinking. See, Tommy, when you say let's cut Dak and go get a better quarterback, that tells me you don't really believe in Dak. That's what they tell me. Or you just saying, okay, he's good. He's good, but he can't win us a Super Bowl. Tommy say they've been talking to Wentz. I don't want Carson Wentz. I'm gonna tell you that right now. No. Dak is better than Carson Wentz. That's just my opinion. Now you may think Wentz is better, and I'm not gonna argue with you on that, but I don't want if you go get a better quarterback, you're gonna have to pay him what you want to pay Dak. Okay? And then and if you're talking about the draft, well, then again, I don't trust a rookie quarterback. I don't want that. There are some quarterbacks that I feel you can plug in, and some things are going to happen. I want Dak in Dallas. However, I will say this, and some of you guys just get with me. If not, I understand. There's a little smoke out there that's saying that Matthew Stafford wants out of Detroit. Okay. Those that don't know, Matthew Stafford is from Dallas, played high school ball in Dallas. He has a house in Dallas. He's been there in Dallas. And his favorite team growing up was the Dallas Cowboys. Listen to me good now. If you put Matthew Stafford on this team that we got right now, a quarterback that like to throw the ball, and you got these type of receivers, I get what you're saying, Tommy, but Stafford ain't had no line there in Detroit. Okay, that's the only thing I'm gonna say. I'm saying if you give him a line and a running back and these 3 receivers, and we talking about a quarterback that has consistently thrown for over 4,400 yards every year with a bad team, I mean, yeah, I would think not. See, let me show you what I'm talking about, Matt. See, I know Brother Coleman right here. Brother Coleman right here is a Pittsburgh Steelers fan. And he understands exactly what I'm saying right now. If you put Stafford on this team, I'm telling you right now, it's dangerous. But I don't want Stafford. I'm just saying there's a few guys out there that you can plug in, and the Cowboys will be the same team. Wouldn't be no drop off if Dak is there. No question about it. Now, I love your point. I'm gonna put it back up there again because that's an interesting point. What Tommy said earlier. I wouldn't doubt if some of this is being at least thought about. I'm serious. I believe it. I believe that they don't believe in him. Not to that point. I don't see it. Because if they did, they would have paid him. They would have paid him. They did it to Romo. Quick. I mean, Romo didn't even have to say nothing. They just put it on the table, signed it, bam. And Jerry Jones, y'all not gonna remember it, but I remember it like yesterday. Jerry Jones said this. Jerry Jones said, man, look, Jerry Jones said, we believe Romo can win us a Super Bowl. I heard him say that. I've never heard him say that about Dak, though. What I heard about Dak from Jerry Jones and Stephen Jones is he's a good leader. His intangibles are great. The team loves him. Dak is a winner. I've heard them say that. I heard them say about Tony Romo, though. Tony Romo can win us a Super Bowl. That sounds like pure belief to me. That sounds like Jerry and was not wavering in his belief to Tony Romo. And I haven't heard him say that about Dak Prescott. And that's the reason why I'm saying all this is going on. Tony Romo wouldn't have to go through this. He wouldn't. Yeah. Yeah, he did say that. I know. Tommy said that they said Dak is our quarterback of the future. I can't tell. Not what he signed in franchise tags. I mean, I'm just saying. See, Tommy, I hear what they're saying. You know, that's why I am, Tommy. I hear what they're saying, but in this business here, it's about, okay, show me. See, if you sign the franchise tags, you say, you know, Jerry's saying that he's a quarterback of the future. I mean, that's I can't tell. I can't tell. I mean, yeah, I think most people would say Romo was better than Dak. That's true. But I'm saying they didn't wait. There was no 2-year discussion like it is with Dak. This going on the last 2-3 years. You know, the old saying is when your quarterback is about to come up out of his contract, you signed him the year before. When you believe it, that's just how everybody do it. You don't let your quarterback, unless you Kirk Cousins now, you don't let your quarterback go to this point here. Not your franchise. Listen to the term, franchise quarterback. You don't let your franchise quarterback go this route. You don't. And so I don't think they believe in him. Now, Kevin Phillips asked about what about Jameis Winston? No. Jameis is very talented. He is. And he's a first-round draft pick. He is. But he would turn in the ball. He turned the ball over in Florida State. He turned the ball over in Tampa. And he'll turn the ball everywhere he goes. That's just on him. So, yeah, he'll throw for 4,000 yards. Yes, he'll throw for 30 touchdowns. He would. But I wouldn't bank on that. Coleman asked another question, and this is where the Cowboy fans, you know, fight with each other. Brooke Coleman said, was Romo really better than Dak? You know, you to me, yes. To me, Romo was better. Dak, and you got to keep in mind, because we're going to a different era. When we start talking about Dak or Romo, you got to keep in mind until them last couple of years, Romo was the show. He really didn't have a solid line. He didn't have a running back until that year with DeMarco Murray, the big year. We wasn't really doing that. It was the games were won and lost by Romo. Romo put the team, the franchise, on his back, and he did that. He did do it. Did he win? No. But there was a lot of games that I know Romo won single-handedly, if you let me say that, where he put a team on his back. He did it plenty of times, too many times. All you got to do is look at the stats, all the comeback wins that he had as a Cowboy. I think he leads that. Exactly. Romo, he got, he had the young Tyron Smith. Tyron Smith has been great ever since he got in the league. But other than that, that's all he really had. When he got a line, and a running back, we did well. But the question is he better than Dak? Dak came in with everything set up. Dak came in with a great offensive line. Great. All pros in 3 positions, not Pro Bowlers, all pros. Tyron Smith, Travis Frederick, Zach Martin. Those are all pros. The line was set. Romo never had that. Dak had Ezekiel Elliott. It took 6-7 years for them to finally start running the ball. I was begging Scott Linehan, will you please get a ball to Marion Barber, please? Please. He got it right one year when Murray ran wild that 1 year. So Romo never really had a running game. His best receiver was Jason Witten. And some of y'all going to say, well, he had T.O. and all that. No, his best receiver, his go-to man, was a tight end. And then he got Dez. And Dez lit it up. So, I mean, Romo had to grow into it, but Romo was solid. Exactly, Mr. Phipps. Romo was solid. Dak had everything pretty much set up for him. And to Dak's credit, he didn't mess it up. Dak is solid, man. Hello, Chloe. How you doing on Podbean? Thank you for joining. I appreciate you. Yeah. Hey, Kenya, what's going on, cousin? You're right. He had Dez. I mean, Romo, but he had to grow into that. Before that, he had Miles Austin, and Miles Austin was a Pro Bowl wide receiver, but nobody really scared of Miles. You know what I'm saying? I'm talking about people that fear. T.O. put fear in guys. Dez put fear in guys, and he had that later on. But Romo used to carry it. But is he better than Dak? It just depends on what I guess it depends on your eye test. But I'm just here to tell y'all, I don't know. Let me pause right here and tell you guys again about one of our sponsors, the Fragrance Shop. The Fragrance Shop Memphis is the name. The Fragrance Shop Memphis. All you have to do is go to that Facebook page, the Fragrance Shop Memphis. The email is there at fragranceandshopmemphis@gmail.com. They specialize in authentic designer fragrances at a better price than what you would have at your stores. They have every cologne and perfume that you could think of, such as Tom Ford, Creed, Bond Number 9, and they have everything that you need there. I think that you ought to start getting ready for Valentine's Day. To be honest with you, get your significant other or your spouse, get them some cologne or get them some perfume, and you can find everything you need right there at the Fragrance Shop Memphis. Go to that Facebook page and go ahead and get started, and go ahead and beat the lines, and you can get it offline. They'll deliver everything to you. If you're out of town, it will get shipped to you. It will get shipped to you. So if you're interested, I'm going to type this in for you on Podbean. Spell it right. The Fragrance Shop Memphis. That's all you have to do. I promise you, you will be satisfied with the quality that you will receive from the Fragrance Shop Memphis. And there it is for you. Right there on Podbean. Go there now and tell somebody else about it. And I promise you, you will be satisfied with it. That's what I want to say. Let me get to this last thing before I let y'all go. Okay. I know we're talking about Dak, and Dak is a hot topic. That's why I talked about it. I think that he need to get paid. Let me talk to this about this last thing. We still got the same old problems again. If you've been paying attention, there's a lot of jobs that are open. Head coaching jobs. You're finding out a lot of position coaches getting jobs. Defensive coordinators are getting hired. Offensive coordinators are getting hired. Head coaches are getting hired. But in the process of trying to get the head coach, we still have the same exact problem that we've had uh, earlier. Kenya says Zeke is now trash. He was hurt, Kenya. He really was. He was hurt this year. He played on it, but I understand where you're coming from. We're used to such production from him, and anything that don't look like it is bad. He really did have a bad calf. He really did. He was hurt, so you can't run with no bad calf. But he tried to plug it through. Hello, prophet to the nations, Autumn Miller. Welcome to the Big Time Show. PG, whoever the PBG 278, whoever you are, I appreciate you coming in too. Appreciate you. Thank you so much. Hey, Alton Miller. Appreciate you so much. Listen, Prophet, I'm a sports guy, but I'm also an assistant pastor at a church, and sometimes you probably read my profile, I do religious topics sometimes. DMV, okay, you from Dallas, so you come talk Cowboys, okay, exactly. Phipps, you getting ahead of me, and I'm coming to that. Then Kenya said, pay Dak. That's what we were talking about, Kenya. And we ain't talking about no franchise tag. We talking about pay the man the long term that he deserves. It don't take this long to do it. I mean to say that. But let me get to the coaches. Can y'all tell me why we still have this same problem when 70% of the players are black? And we have obvious coaches that are qualified to be the head coach of a team. And it seems, I'm sorry, you're a Steeler fan. You from DC. Well, okay, well, welcome, Prophet. We Cowboy fans over here, but welcome to the show. Please don't leave. Yeah, you laughing. I see you. Yeah, well, welcome to the show, okay? I let Steeler fans hang in, and it's something about the Steelers and the Cowboys is a problem. You say your husband is a Green Bay fan, well, he's very excited about tomorrow. I'm quite sure. Let me talk about this, and y'all forgive me. It's very irritating. Why is it so hard for Eric Bieniemy to get a job as a head coach? I Kevin, yeah. Oh, okay, yeah. Kevin Phillips is on it. If just in case you don't know who Eric Bieniemy is the offensive coordinator for the Kansas City Chiefs. Oh, excuse me. Let me correct myself. He is the offensive coordinator for the world champion Kansas City Chiefs. Y'all remember the Chiefs, right? The team that won the Super Bowl last year. He's the offensive coordinator for that. His stats say that he has the number one offense in the league. His stats say that he's the best offensive coordinator in football. Everybody respects Eric Bieniemy. Everybody loves Eric Bieniemy. Eric Bieniemy is a leader of men. The coaching staff raves about him. His players rave about him. Players that don't even play with Kansas City no more, like Alex Smith. If you saw Sports Center yesterday, he was wondering why the man don't even have a job. Now, Alex Smith was with the Chiefs when the Chiefs weren't what they are now, but the Chiefs were winning. So Why don't he have a job? Don't the black guys get the job? I think it's a serious problem in the league. Those that are on Podbean, listen, if you haven't followed me, follow my show. If you want to become a patron of the show, before I go on, I guess I better do it. If you want to become a patron of the show, you know what to do. You see that bag there. You can press that, and hopefully, hey, if you feel the urge to, well, how about this, Prophet, since you own there? If it's in your spirit to if it's in your spirit to want to contribute and become uh, a patron of the show, all you have to do is click on there, become a patron, and there it is. Listen, if you want to contribute through Cash App, I have it there on Podbean. I have it here for you on YouTube and Periscope and Facebook. $sign the Big Time Show. You can go with that. Become a patron of the show. I would appreciate it very much. Now, let me get back to what I was saying. They put out a Rooney Rule. If you don't know what the Rooney Rule is that every team, when a coaching vacancy happens, it is a rule that the NFL team must interview an African American for the job. If they don't, there's a consequence. They lose draft picks, they lose a fine, and all that kind of stuff. So what you see is most teams will just bring a black man in. They really have no intention to hire him. They just do that. So the NFL is trying to, they're trying hard to put in their bylaws and things that black guys should get the opportunity to coach. When you look at it, it's horrible. There are only 2 black head coaches, I believe. Now, they just hired my guy, the 49ers coordinator in New York with the Jets. I'm proud of him. Glad for him. But you got the best. Hello, HB Harris 72, whoever you are. I appreciate you coming in. Welcome to the show on Podbean. I don't understand how and why Eric Bieniemy is not a head coach. And then when you look at some of the names that are coming in for interviews, it blows your mind. How did some guy, offensive coordinator for 1 year, get the job in the Rams defensive coordinator? I think he became the Falcons coach or something. I don't know. Okay. Yeah, I see you, Kim. Falcons have a black GM. That's big. That is big. And I'm not saying everybody's supposed to have a black coach. Don't get me wrong. I'm just saying when they have an obvious guy here, and I don't know why he didn't get the job. I mean, I know why, but it's just amazing. Exactly. Phipps, the Phipps have the coach. Miami has a black coach and a black GM. What Phipps said. It's only 2: Mike Tomlin and Coach Flores. That's it. So we got to start looking and see. Let's play a little mystery game here. Let's for the last few minutes that I'm with you. Let's play a little mystery game. Let's all look at why this guy who's well qualified, everybody says he needs to be a head coach. Everybody says it. Let's investigate. Let's investigate these last few minutes. We'll call this the case of the missing coach. How about that? Why can't this man get hired? Let's see. Is he qualified? Yes. He's known as the best offensive coordinator in football. He's more than qualified. Look at what he's done. Patrick Mahomes, Tyreek Hill, Travis Kelce, Sammy Watkins, Hardman, all these guys. Loaded. Le'Veon Bell, the rookie running back, loaded. Loaded with people. And know how to put the people in position to win. He's a great coach. So that ain't it. We can't say he's not qualified. We know that. So that's not the case. What's the other reason? I mean, the general manager level. That's why he's still there. Is that the reason why he can't get hired? Yeah, exactly. Loaded. Thank you, Prophet. Miller. I don't know who you are. Are you Prophet Miller? Should I call you that, or should I just say Miss Autumn? I don't want. I don't know. I don't know what it is. But he's loaded. Okay. So it's not his qualification. It's not his knowledge of the game. That's not it. Why can't this man get hired? Well, let's go on up. I take the mystery out of it. Let's just go. Thank you, Miss Autumn. I see you. Let me just go ahead and say it. I guess I'm about to get in a little hot water right now. I guess I am. Before I do it, Kevin Phipps says one of the reasons is that some think black coaches are not smart enough to coach a team, just like they used to say of black quarterbacks. That is a true statement and a myth that unfortunately a lot of people believe. But in this case of Eric Bieniemy, I don't think that is his case. Here's what the problem is with Eric Bieniemy. When you think about the Kansas City Chiefs and they give credit to the Chiefs, the problem with Eric Bieniemy is that they give credit to Andy Reid. That's what the problem is. Andy Reid is the head coach. Andy Reid is known as an offensive guru. Andy Reid is known as having to work with some of the best quarterbacks in the league, brought them up, did all this. I mean, great offensive mind. And they don't give the credit to Eric Bieniemy. That's what the problem is. However, when you research the Chiefs, it really is Eric Bieniemy's offense. I know you see Andy Reid with the little chart there and stuff, but Eric Bieniemy is calling the plays. Eric Bieniemy is installing the offense. It really is his offense. I'm quite sure Andy Reid has a very integral part in the game planning. I'm quite sure that that's just part of his job. But make no mistake about it, it's Eric Bieniemy, the black man. I mean, and he can't get a job. I saw the Jets say they were going to interview Luke McCown, who used to be a backup quarterback his whole career, ain't never coached nothing, and he gets an interview. You got a 1-year guy that was a defensive coordinator with the Rams, got hired as the Falcons coach, I believe. 1 year as a defensive coordinator, and you got, and had a great defense with the Rams. You hurried up and hired him. Just bypass Bieniemy. The best non-coach in the league is Eric Bieniemy. They wouldn't do it. And so Bro Phipps brought up an interesting point, but I don't think that applies to Bieniemy. You know what the problem is, y'all? And since we're living in a conspiracy-filled world, and people they now live off conspiracies and will try to shut down the truth. Do y'all hear that? Prophet, Miss Autumn, I guess this is my preach here. I guess it's going to come out here. People live in the conspiracy. We just, we all know what I'm talking about. But this is my show, so I don't have to sugarcoat it. We got people who have fallen politically for lies and this and that, alternate realities instead of the truth. And so since that's the case, now I'm more of a truth guy. I am. I don't do it, but let me throw my conspiracy out now. Everybody else done it. Let me throw mine out. These views, let me say it. These views are the opinion only of Big Time. Me. That's me. This is the views are the opinions of the Big Time Show. They are not the words of no team, nothing else. These are just my views. Y'all like that little commercial that day. Y'all like that day. Okay. Let me get my conspiracy real quick. Kevin Phillips hit the nail on the head earlier in the conversation on Facebook. It's the owners. The owners are the problem. The sole reason that there are not any black coaches. Hello, Dylan 7685. You coming in at the exact right time, because I'm about to go ahead and unleash a little bit, Dylan. I hope that you download the podcast for the day and listen to the rest of the stuff. We were talking about Dak and the lack of a long-term contract earlier. Had a real good discussion on that. What we're talking about now, Dylan, is why can't black coaches get hired for head coaching jobs? In particular, Eric B. Enemy, the Kansas City Chiefs offensive coordinator. Why can't he get the job? Why he can't get a head coaching job when everybody says he's supposed to have it? You caught up now, Dylan. Now let me get back to it. Kevin Phipps, who's on Facebook, said it's the owner's problem. He's absolutely 100% right. This is just my conspiracy. Y'all walk with me real quick, and then I'll let you go. I believe when we start talking about the owners of the team, we're talking about an exclusive group. Mainly, yes, I'm going to go ahead and say it, a bunch of old white men. Why am I emphasizing old white men? It's simple. Because when you line up all the owners, all these older white men are at least 63, with the exception of maybe the Jacksonville owner, who's a minority himself. I believe from Iran or something like that. He'd be considered a minority, even though he's a billionaire at the same time. These billionaires are older, 65-plus-year-old men. Why is that significant? It's significant because they have the mentality of yesteryear. And I'm saying that very nicely. You get some older white men who got money like that, 70-something years old, like Jerry Jones, for instance, 76, 77 years old. There's a mentality that is associated with guys that older, white or black. That there's a mentality that is there. And the mentality, this is just my conspiracy, y'all. It's just my conspiracy. The mentality does not favor black people. And in this case, we're talking about football and the hirings of a job. My theory is that they will hire black people quickly for coordinator jobs. They will hire black people quickly for position coaches. They don't mind paying that. They'll give a position coach a little over $1 million. That's easy. They'll pay a position coach between $700,000 $800,000 a year. That ain't nothing to a billionaire. That's like a drop in the bucket. That's nothing. They have no problem with interviewing black men for position coaches and some offensive coordinator. You ain't got no problem with that. That's easy. Quickly, if you line up all the assistant coaches on these teams, look how many black folks it is then. Oh, you loaded with it. We don't have no problem with being in the background. They're hiring for that. But when it comes to head coaching, and this problem hasn't just started. It's been this way. Why is it that you don't want the black man to lead your organization? Because we all know that the coach is the leader of the organization. Well, unless you're in Dallas, of course, where Jerry had no problem with being classified as the leader. My conspiracy is that they don't want to pay a black man $10, $12 million a year as a head coach. That's my theory. Because that's what Airbnb is going to demand. That's what you're going to have to pay him. That mentality is still there. See, when you finish talking, I know some of y'all ain't gonna like all this. I get it. We're living in a disguised racist world. Now, let me get it right. These last 3 to 4 years, the mask came off. Okay, we all know it. The mask came off. But here's the problem. Do you know what the most racist thing in the world is right now? See, back in the 50s and 40s and 60s and all that, it was wide open. You throw the dogs on them, fire hydrants, beat them, all that kind of stuff. That's the way it was. But everybody saw that, but there was something else back then that was the more powerful than the dogs and the fire hydrants and all that. You know what the most powerful thing is? An ink pen. Yeah. That's the most powerful thing in this racist world. Why? Because you got some men that hold an ink pen in hand and write laws, bylaws, rules, regulations, and if their mindset is racist, then they're in powerful positions that they don't have to answer anybody. They continue this long, 20,000 years of this. And the ink pen helps. Now, in the NFL, the same thing applies. But the problem is with the wrong, you can't tell no billionaire what to do with his own money. Now, see, there's the balance there. They don't want to hire a black man. Guess what? It's their money. They don't have to do it. It's their team. But don't you find it just strange that it's only two? Kevin Fields brought up another conspiracy, saying that they don't think we're smart enough and all that. That's been the case all the time. And guess who had that mentality? Some of these billionaire owners. Do you remember when Cam Newton first came into the league as a rookie? Y'all check this out. Y'all go back and research it for yourself. Cam Newton, when he first got there, the owner of the team, who's not the owner now, demanded that Cam Newton keep his hair cut and do not put no tattoos on his body. But wait a minute. You got white guys as linemen got tattoos on their arm. Why are you trying to, huh? Y'all remember that? That's that mentality. That's that mentality that he had. That's what the mentality. When you got a bunch of, look, I'm sorry, y'all. I have lived, so I've seen. Look, go find you a older white gentleman who's 70 years old, and you know you got to find out where they really stand. It ain't gonna take long. That mentality don't die. And what you got now is some guys that are billionaires and have that mentality. So when it comes to black and doing good by black people, you're not gonna do that. You had Jerry Jones. Listen. Y'all remember Jerry Jones? Remember what he said about the social things, the social injustice? You remember what he said? On this team, you're gonna toe the line. You're gonna put your hand across your heart, and if you don't, you're not gonna be a member of the Dallas Cowboys. That's what Jerry Jones said. Y'all remember that? Hmm? Y'all remember that? You know, I'm just saying. When you get older guys like that, and you depending on black people, huh? Coach Breedlove was on here. I'm glad Coach still here. I knew he was coming. Coach said, I think it goes more to the fact that the head coach can come and sit in the boardroom and hear what really goes on with running the team. Some owners need to be able to say what's on their mind without retribution. They don't want them in the boardroom, Coach. There you go. Kenya said, I remember. Yeah, Kevin Phipps says some of these owners have the slave owners mentality. Exactly. It's hard to find, again, this is my conspiracy. Hey, Prophet, are you still on here? Prophet, are you on here? Please type yes, cause yeah. Okay, thank you, Prophet. Prophet, I need you to go in prayer for me because I'm just saying it like it is. Okay, it's not too many older white men that is 70 years old that are free of this mentality. Just like there are not too many 70-year-old black men that when it comes to white people, they have this mentality that white people are not going to do black people right. You can line up 10 black men, ask them all the questions about white people doing black people right. All 10 will fall out laughing at you, say, son, you got a lot to learn. God bless you, and we're going to pray for you, but you living in a false sense of reality. That's what they'll tell you. Now you'll get some black men that's 35 years old, and they'll say, well, I don't see what the cause of the problem. I don't understand. I've been done well. You'll get a black person that'll go in and say, keep living. That's what they'll say. Keep living. Just keep living. I've never been. You these 30-year-old black men. They'll say, I don't know what the cause is, man. We're arm in arm together. We're arm in arm together, and we march together. Black lives do matter. Yes, they do. Black lives do matter. I believe that. The white people walk with us. Keep living, son. Just keep living. Just keep living. Just keep living. Kenya said, that's even on my job. They're good with you until they're not. I'm a living with you. Yeah. Keep living. That's all I got to say. Prophet, stop laughing at me. Don't laugh at me. You know I'm telling the truth. Huh? Prophet, don't laugh at me. I told you to pray for me. Don't laugh. Don't laugh at me. I'm just calling like it is. And this mentality is as Coach Breedlove just said, this mentality is in the boardroom. You got these 70-year-old men, 70 plus, billionaires. Please don't tell me that they, I wish I had a camcorder that can go back to the 60s. I'd like to see Jerry Jones in the 60s. Was you one of them ones that were? Let me stop. It's just a conspiracy, y'all. I know how he he portrays himself with Dion and Michael Irvin and Emmitt Smith. I get how he do that now, but Lord have mercy. I wonder how he talk when they weren't around. I'm just saying. I got some question marks about Jerry Jones. Robert Kraft, as quiet as he is with the New England Patriots, as old as he is, I wonder. I wonder. Exactly, Coach. Jerry Jones was a national champion in college with Jimmy Johnson. He was. He played football, but he played in the 60s, and I wonder. Private said, I heard all Pittsburgh don't like our head coach Mike T. I'm like, why they want to get rid of him? And Prophet, although I'm not a Steeler fan by no means, I love Coach Mike Tomlin. He's a fraternity brother of mine in Kappa Alpha Psi. And I love Coach, and I'm with him. Why would they want to get rid of him? Why would you want to get rid of a coach? Thank you for bringing that. I say that, Prophet. Let me defend the Pittsburgh Steelers. This is crazy. Hey, Harris, exactly. Racism, exactly. Let me defend Coach. Why? And since you say you're more in tune with Pittsburgh, so I'm gonna believe what you're saying. Why would you want to get rid of Mike Tomlin, a person that wins at least 10 to 11 games this year, won you a Super Bowl, consistently keeps the Pittsburgh Steelers in the playoffs? Why would there even be a newspaper clipping? Why would there even be any kind of talk about Mike Tomlin leaving the Pittsburgh Steelers? Why? Oh, I forgot. Because he hadn't won the Super Bowl every year. You know how hard it is to win the Super Bowl? That's why you get these different teams. Do you know, and if you win, do you know how hard it is to go back to back? Do you know what I mean? Why would you even entertain talking about Mike Tomlin gone? And it's the real reason why. Yeah, exactly, Coach. Please bring him to Dallas. If y'all don't want Mike Tomlin, we the Dallas Cowboys. Well, let me stop. Let me stop. Coach, I was just about to go there, but let me go. You sure that Jerry Jones would hire Mike Tomlin? I know we got Coach McCarthy, and I'm not talking about McCarthy ain't going nowhere, but I'm just saying, based off what you know and heard from Jerry Jones, your mind got to go back now. I'm saying, do you really believe he will hire somebody like Mike Tomlin? And I ain't talking about for the obvious reason. Like Coach Jerry Jones like puppets. Mike Tomlin not no puppet. So I ain't even talking about those characteristics. I'm not even talking about that. What I'm saying is, I just go, thank you, Big Hair. Do you really believe that Jerry Jones will hire a black man? See, I ain't got to dress it up. This is my show. And let me say something to all of you guys that will be watching the replay. Just because I'm saying that, this does not make me racist, okay? Because people see with race, when you start talking about racial issues, people just go completely cuckoo. I love white people. I love everybody. We all God's children. So I God got, we all bleed red. We all do. It's just different skin sometimes. So I love it. So please don't associate me with being racist. I'm just saying we got some racists on us. That's what I'm saying. Now there it is. I'm saying we got it. There's nowhere in the world Eric Bieniemy should not be a coach. There's some more coaches. Leslie Frazier, the defensive coordinator who you'll see with Tampa Bay. The defense, I'm sorry, his name. Come on, somebody help me real quick. Todd Bowles, that's his name. Todd Bowles should be a head coach. There are coaches that are on the sideline. Anybody remember Marvin Lewis? My God. Huh? It's some more that I just can't think of. There are hires. There are hires now. Like I said, there were hires for coordinator positions. No problem with that. They will hire us for a position coach positions. They're no problem with that. No argument there. Yeah, Jim Caldwell. Perfect. Yeah, exactly. Another fraternity brother of mine. Jim Caldwell used to be the Colts head coach. That's another one. Why he ain't been back? We got that. They're hires for position coaches, assistant, quarterback, whatever. But when it comes to head coach, they don't want to get them keys over. No, they don't want to get those keys over. I got a problem with it. I have a problem with it. And how does we believe in solutions over here on the Big Time Show. Okay, well, somebody was going to be saying, well, how do we fix it? Exactly. Coach, I see you. Why hasn't Marlon, that's what I said. Why haven't Marlon Lewis been brought? Exactly. A man that won, kept Cincinnati in the playoffs every year in that little stretch, 10 plus games every year. I mean, hey, everybody not going to win the Super Bowl. But when you get a coach that can get these guys to win 10, 11 games every year, I mean, they got to have some type of value. Eric Bieniemy has produced the MVP of the league in Patrick Mahomes 1 year. He's produced a Super Bowl calling plays last year. He's playing an AFC championship game tomorrow with a chance to go to a Super Bowl for the second straight year with a chance to win back-to-back if they pull it off tomorrow against Buffalo. I don't understand what else do the man got to do. Exactly. Also, the guy from Arizona won Super Bowl with Tampa. Tonio Pierce, coach. He's the defensive coordinator at Arizona State. Private Alden Miller said, "What's the female honor?" Just curious. I missed that. Oh, said that coach is. He just answered it for you. Exactly. Slave reference. Exactly. I maybe y'all don't agree. I think everybody kind of, all y'all can add to it, but that's just my conspiracy theory. I just believe that the owners have this mentality that it's just in them, like DNA is in them. How does it get fixed? Ooh, Prophet. Autumn, I need your prayer here. How does it get fixed? Okay, I need your prayer here. If it's in them, okay? If it's in them, if it's in their system to be this way, if it's in them, the only way that it's gonna get fixed, two ways. God can do anything. That's one way. So if they're breathing, they have a chance. God can change the heart. God can do, and say, these black men are, and it's a serious issue because the NFL is trying to reward people for getting a black coach. Do y'all know that? We've been to go. I've been here a while. Listen, but the NFL, it's in the contract. It's in the bylaws that if you hire a black coach, you will get extra draft picks. That's how bad they're trying to get black folks to get a head coaching job. They will give you extra draft picks. They said, look, maybe that'll entice the owner to hire a black man. We're going to give you extra draft picks. Still won't hire. What? As much as everybody talking about draft picks, as much as everybody talking about we need the draft, we need extra draft picks, we need that. Here's a way that you can get it done. Now, I ain't saying hire him if he's not qualified, but if the man is qualified, hire him. Kevin Phipps said that former black coaches don't recycle in the NFL like white coaches. Again, that's true. Why? Jim Caldwell had Peyton Manning all them years. You gonna sit and tell me Caldwell didn't know how to coach? Peyton Manning stayed in the playoffs. What? Huh? I here, Autumn. Here we go. I hope you're praying right here. Pray for the bishop right here. Pray for the bishop. Pray for the bishop. Pray for the bishop here. Pray for the bishop. Look, Autumn, cover my show now. Cover my show right here. I need you to cover my show. Cover my show in prayer here. The only way this gonna get fixed is if unless God do it himself and change their heart. The only way it's gonna happen is if they got to leave here. And when I say leave here, I'm talking earth to earth, ashes to ashes. If look, I know I just said it hard. I know. How can you say that, brother preacher? It's the truth. That's how I can say it. If you racist, you racist. If it's in your heart, it's in your heart. If God ain't changed it, it's in your heart. And if you have a desire to hold on to it, it's going to stay in your heart. So when it comes to, and see, you see what, oh God. Well, okay. Autumn, since you here, you know what your job is. Pray. Okay. See, you can do more than, you don't have to say the N word to show you racist. And what white people have done, other than the Insurrection Act that you just saw a couple weeks ago, other than that, they show you other ways of how to be racist. Using the ink pen is one. When them senators and congressmen make all these rules and regulations and voter suppression and put it down in paper, and when they put stuff down when it comes to welfare and Social Security, you got a bunch of racist people in position that are showing you, that just show what they are. In the NFL, you got this $1 billion club that have this mentality that they're not going to favor white men like that. Black men, I'm sorry. Not going to favor black men like that. They don't want to get the keys to organizations of black men. That's why you only got 2 guys. 2 coaches. 2. 32 teams. I see you here. That's what there you go. Because that's what I'm saying. You hit the net. You going where I'm going. That they have this. Thank you, Kevin. Racism has been a big problem. No question about it. Yes, it's been one. It's still there. You got but 2 black head coaches. One in Pittsburgh, one in Miami. And let me say this: Coach Flores in Miami. See, we don't get the same. See, there's another form of racism without saying the N word and everything. We don't get the same latitude that white coaches get. You know how white coaches can go 3-13, 4-12, 9-7, 8-9, whatever. They'll keep their job. The black man can't. He better win his second year. He don't get it. He don't get that same. He don't get that same latitude. He don't. Brother Harris says on Podbean, he says that the family will take over when they die. Exactly my point. That's the only way it's going to leave, unless them old men, earth to earth, ash to ashes, dust to dust. And then what you got to hope for is, and like in the Cowboys case, is that Stephen Jones don't have the same mentality as Jerry Jones. That's all. That's all you can hope for. Because see, the Jones family gonna be in power forever, unless one of them sell the team. Jerry's not selling it because he's leaving that inheritance to his children. That's what he's supposed to do. That's biblical. I applaud him for that. That's why his whole family is involved. His grandchildren are gonna run the Cowboys one day. No question in my mind about that. But what you better hope is that Stephen Jones, his sister and Jerry Jones Jr. and those grandchildren don't have this mentality. That's the only thing you can hope for. The Jones family gonna keep the Cowboys. It's gonna happen. So, will racism continue? And Autumn, I know what my clerical post supposed to be. I'm supposed to call things that are into existence. I'm supposed to call the thing as though not they were. I get it. I understand that, Autumn. I understand. I'm supposed to call it, but I can't call it. I'm sorry. I can't. I just can't. 70-year-old white men are gonna be 70-year-old white men. It's just that simple. There's a complex that happens. Now, all us black people that are, in our 30s and 40s and all that, we had a chance to not experience what our fathers and what our grandparents went through. So we got a different perspective, but we're aware of what it means. We do. Hey, T No Sugar. We have the knowledge, but we haven't experienced what they experienced back in the day. We just don't have it. It's just a different way to show your racism now, and the NFL owners are showing that. And like I said before, hey, it's their money. That's their billions. They can do whatever they want to do. You can't make nobody tell them what to do with their own money. I understand that. But ain't no sense to keep talking about it. ESPN loaded up talking about this and that. Hey, we don't even need to talk about it. We know what the problem is. We know what the problem is. Racism. I don't care what field you in. We just seen it in Washington, D.C. a couple weeks ago. We saw the Capitol building get destroyed, violated. And what you also saw was a white brother with a Confederate flag. See, those are the ones that I'm glad. See, I can see him. I'm glad that I know where he stands. I don't have to wonder. I don't have to wonder about that. But on your Facebook post, everybody on Facebook, everybody got on your Facebook, probably you guys got Facebook pages or Instagram or whatever. You got all that. You saw on your timelines all the people who were blatant it, who agreed with President Trump and all that kind of stuff. You saw that. Yeah. You saw all that. So you know them. I'm worried about the one like Jerry Jones, though. One that hugged Emmitt Smith and one that loved Michael Irvin and all that kind of stuff. I'm worried about the ones that are quiet that's on your Facebook timeline that don't want to show. That, see what I'm saying? That and they dress it up so pretty. That's the ones I'm worried about. I'm worried about some of these owners. So in closing, I appreciate you guys listening. I better stop cause Private Miller, she ain't praying for me no more. So I better get out of here before I start going. So all y'all on Podbean, some of my patrons on here, y'all, I better stop. This is what you get on the Big Time Show, okay? I'm from the old school. Harris says I'm from the old school, and the Cowboys have practiced racism from Tom Landry. Well, there you go. He right about that. I know. I'm from the Tom Landry era too. I was born in 1973. Been with the Cowboys since I was 4 years old. I remember all that. It was real bad back then though. They real cute with it. They sophisticated with showing it now. Oh, they'll give you the black quarterback now. The quarterback exactly. The quarterback, they'll give it to you, but see the quarterback position, they don't believe in a pocket quarterback. Thank you, Kenya. They believe in a running quarterback like Lamar Jackson. See, if you can do all what Lamar do, run the ball, they'll give you that. You don't see no black pocket quarterback. They don't like that. So it is what it is. I'm just saying, it's everywhere. It's just a little bit more sophisticated. I got a problem. Hey, you indeed in Washington. Oh yeah. She said Cowboy fans run deep in the East Coast. Of course. Surrounded by Cowboy fans. Cowboy fans everywhere, Prophet. You know that. Miller. You know. But I'm sick of this. I'm sick of this talking about the same old thing. So, I feel sorry for Coach Bieniemy. He just gonna have to get in where he fit in, get as much as he can get while he can get it, and hopefully one day somebody, somebody will get his man what he rightfully deserves, a head coaching job. Somebody, come on now, somebody. I ain't counting it though, but hopefully somebody will give it to him. So I don't get it. Listen, I'm closing out. Y'all hang with me to the end, but before I leave, I want to remind you again about the Fragrance Shop Memphis. The email is fragranceShopMemphis@gmail.com. Go to that Facebook page. Type in, if those on Podbean, scroll back down if you're interested. The Fragrance Shop Memphis. It's on Facebook. Go to that page. Has some of the best colognes and perfumes at a better price than what you would have at a retail store. You can, at a department store. You can get it much cheaper and the same quality colognes, the big bottles, the little bottles, perfume. You can get it at the Fragrance Shop Memphis. Go to that Facebook page. They have everything from Tom Ford Brothers, Tom Ford, Bond, Number 9, Creed, and any other kind of fragrance, perfume or cologne. It's there for you. It's perfect right now because Valentine's Day is coming up. You can go ahead and get that done real quick, and you won't even have to worry about it. Go to that page, inquire about it. The Fragrance Shop Memphis, who is a sponsor of my podcast here, the Big Time Show. He's a fraternity brother of mine. I promise you, you will be satisfied with with what you need. If you're out of town, that's no problem either. You can get it shipped to you. Those that are on Podbean, go ahead and go to that. All you have to do is go to the Fragrance Shop Memphis. Order your stuff there. You can get it shipped to you. Of course, you're doing it right in time for holiday. Valentine's Day, which really is another national holiday. Valentine's Day, birthday gifts, whatever. If you just want to get some stuff for yourself, go check out the inventory. I promise you, you will be satisfied with the service that you'll have there. Listen to all of those that are on Podbean. Right at Podbean, please, will you entertain or think about, consider becoming a patron of the Big Time Show podcast? All you have to do is go there and look, and you can see that red bag there, become a patron. All I ask for $5 a month, but if you don't want to do $5, hey, God bless you. Do whatever you want to do. Just become a patron of the show. I'm sorry. And then if not, become a follower of the show. Autumn Miller, Prophet, I need you to follow my show since you my prayer warrior for the day. I need you to follow the show. Oh, you already did. Thank you so much. As you can tell, Prophet, you have to excuse me. There are you follow my Facebook page. Oh, you follow the my Facebook page? You don't know my name. How you follow my Facebook page? Let me put my name in here. Oh, you talking about the Fragrance Shop. Okay. Okay, there you go. If you want to follow me on Facebook, I guess I need to start doing that. Okay, let me put that in for you. If those on are watching me on Facebook, they already know. Uh, Follow me. There you go. Thank you, Prophet. Follow the shop. That's me. That's my find that name right there on Facebook. And you can follow me on my page there. Power Bean already know. Look, I don't bite my tongue. I have no reason to. I try to tell the truth. I don't play around. Thank you, Kevin Fields, who said I had a great show this evening. If look, I don't have to hide. You know, if I'm lying, I get me right with God, and I got enough friends who will tell me I'm wrong. But if I'm right and I know it, and I done my research like I have, y'all allow me this conspiracy theory today. I appreciate it. Thank you. Now you don't have to agree with it. It's just my thoughts, and hey, it is what it is. Now, Autumn Miller, there's three. Since you follow the show, there are two distinct personalities in me, and no, I'm not Legion. Since you're a Bible scholar, I don't have no different Legion spirits. I just got a personality. Okay, I got a personality. I know you're laughing at me. I know. Stop laughing. But I gotta. For my new followers, I had to explain to them who I am, what I do, and why the way it is. I am Big Time. That's my nickname. This is the Big Time Show. I got that nickname through high school from playing football, and I was the Ray Lewis before Ray Lewis. That's how I played. I played exactly like Ray Lewis. Exactly. Thank you, Miss Ty. That's Miss Ty is a patron of the show. She has said exactly. Come on, Brother Harris. Thank you, man. I appreciate it. Follow me, but let me explain. I got to get it out. I'm about to play college football. I tore my knee up. That was the end of my career before I was about to sign. I was about to sign with either the University of Iowa or was thinking about going to Ole Miss or something like that. And I'm glad I ain't go to Ole Miss. Okay, that's another whole show by itself. But anyway, I tore my knee up big time. The Lord called me to preach. Which was strange. But I'm an assistant pastor now here in Memphis. I'm a bishop in the Lord's church. So what you get with me is two personalities. You get this extravagant, crazy, funny dude that you're hearing now, big time. And then sometime I come on here and go ahead and walk in my calling. And I don't do preaching here. I don't preach here because we got enough of that on. My God, we got about 1 million Facebook evangelists, 9 billion self-called pastors, self-called. Yeah, I said self-called. Self-called pastors, and you can find all that on Facebook. I pretty much go with some religious topics. Like for this, Alden Miller, I always say this, like we're living in a different time now as far as church attendance goes. How do we make our virtual presentation better? Hey, okay, your son was a plays football. He was a top player of Central Maryland. Okay, is he playing? Okay, is he playing college ball now? But just in case, this is what I do. I just talk about topics, and I really don't really get a chance to do that. So it is what it is. You get it all. That's what I do. You're gonna have to find me. His hand is. See, I wear glasses. I can't see this too good. He's a senior. Okay, is he interested? Is he being recruited for college ball? Oh, we didn't have a season because of COVID. I know. Yeah, that's rough on guys who had a chance to. Yeah, exactly, because of COVID. I know. So that's rough on seniors because they had that was their year to get recruited. Is he being recruited, Miller? I know he's feeling frustrated. I understand. Is he being recruited to play college ball anywhere? Y'all forgive me. I'm just having a conversation with one of our followers here. on Podbean. So we had a new coach now. Okay. Again, is he being recruited for college football? Things are messed up. I get it. I feel sorry for it. I mean, that's all across the country. They haven't done any recruiting. Okay. Yeah, that's what hurts, especially for a senior. The juniors have a chance. Exactly. The juniors have a chance because they get another chance to play the next year, but the seniors, there's no tape out on them. So guys are just going off old stuff. So that's what the problem is. I feel sorry for every senior like that. I have been PR for them. Okay. Mama, you doing your job then. Ain't nothing wrong with that. Gonna take care of your son. There's nothing wrong with that. I love it. I sent a video out to Canada, etc. Oh, okay. You send the video everywhere. Okay. There's nothing wrong with that. Hey, find a place for him. Find a place for him. Listen, I'm about to get out of here. This is the longest show I had ever. I look like I'm almost about to do 2 hours. I'm on 1:58. My patrons know I don't do this, but I guess it needed to have been said. Facebook know I don't do this long, but I'm still here. I'm fixing to get out of here. I appreciate you so much. Tune in with me on Tuesday. My next show is Tuesday at 7:30 p.m. 7:30 p.m. Central Time. The Big Time Show podcast will happen again on Tuesdays. For those that are following me, I do Tuesdays and Saturdays. Saturdays at 3 p.m., Tuesdays at 7:30. I hope some of you will be able to join me on Tuesday evening. Tuesday evening at 7:30. And we're going to talk again. Don't ask me what I'm going to talk about. I may do a part 2 to this. And folks mad, they really gonna get mad. It is what it is. I'm big time, y'all. I don't care. I don't care. So I appreciate you guys so much. Thank you for tuning in. Let me tell y'all something. Private Miller and Mr. Harris and everybody else that's listening to me on Podbean, I'm out of here. When you hear this music right here, it's showtime. That's all I'm going to say. Yeah. When you hear that, oh my goodness. When you hear that, you better get ready. Facebook, YouTube, Periscope. When you hear that, y'all know I'm coming, right? I'm coming. I'm coming. We'll see you. This is the Big Time Show. Thanks for listening. Appreciate you.